I think I might be audible here inside the MX-5 without the engine running and just with the interior light is probably sufficient. It's all I've got for the time being. There are posh systems I saw that you can fit in the car, and I'm pleased to say that 3 of my customers have now paid me. So the pressure is temporarily relieved and I can plan my life more efficiently. May the Lord be praised for that. Um, I wasn't really concerned, I suppose, but it was a concerning situation. And I chanced upon a forum. I'm on a creative writers forum on Facebook, and I don't participate really in it. I'm just curious what people say. Um, I might have shared a comment. Um, and somebody had published a quite a well written um, description of the relative positions of a man and of a woman, and described the woman as being the neck that supported the head of the household, the head of the family. It was a biblical understanding of the difference between men and women, and praising the features of the woman in particular, and also of the man. Explaining the stability of the structure, I suppose you would have to say, because a structure isn't a stable structure if the head wants to stand on the leg, is it? I mean, won't stand on the leg. It has to have designated parts to be assembled correctly. Um, that's how it is. It's biological, you see. Now, on that forum, there are quite a lot of women, I suppose, and some of them where it turned out to be non-binary. And so they started to chime in a little bit at this point in the discussion. And there was an antagonistic man who was I was liking every single comment that he made on that thread, and he was just attacking women and pointing out their hypocrisy. And I mean, the women were coming up with stuff that was just vile, really. The filth that they were writing, most of them, the conceit and the very visible hatred for men, actually, hardly indifference. And when I see those things and I hear those things, I'm reminded of the truth of the Bible, and I know that those women will kneel before us and beg the Lord for forgiveness. And it's coming. They can't. This conceit is reaching the end of its life cycle. I think the actors are going to be called into the wings, and now we need the mourners on stage. You could say. Whether that's accurate or not, I don't know, but there will be a time of mourning. We men have been abandoned, you see, by women, really, effectively. And many men live alone, and living alone, we have discovered that solitude can be, if used wisely, I suppose, the greatest teacher. a very great teacher and can be a tremendous blessing. It's the only, I suppose, truly more spiritual state, um, compared to company, or really, which is overrated actually. Company, um, I think. Well, I mean, both of those things have their place, let's say. But I think solitude has taught a generation of men really. Since we've been abandoned, it's only been what, I suppose, about 60 years has it been, this gradual abandonment, maybe a little bit longer. There was some semblance of normality, I suppose, up until the mid 1900s, was there? I don't know. Maybe that was fake as well, though. It's hard to say, isn't it? But we are, quite lost in our relations with women, and we've been quite abandoned, really, and left to our own devices. And it's been, in my case, I would say, it's been a great blessing. Um, ultimately, it sharpened my wits. Um, Now, I've always said that it was the blow that I received from a witch that thrust me into the sort of the way of understanding, because my life changed really after that. Um, I became changed at a certain point after that. But it would be blasphemous to make that claim also, because I'm freed not by a witch but by the hand of God, of course. So the witch was sent by God to achieve an effect, to have an impact on my life, and so it was. So it was done. Um, the Lord uses his enemies to achieve his purpose more often than not, I think, in the Bible, really. I mean, of course, he's with Israel in all our endeavors, and he encourages us. He uses us to spread his kingdom. That's our job. We are the shepherd nations. Um, we have a great responsibility. That's why we're hated so much. That's why to say anything about being white is considered to be absolute, a terrible thing to say. It's just such nonsense, is it not? Um, we are here to spread the kingdom of God. That's what we're here for. Uh, we are born into it. It's our race. It's our heritage. Um, and among our people, the warriors were always the greatest in the earth, because we fought with God on our side. So it was. Our armies, I believe, were invincible. And we read accounts in the Bible, don't we, of such great slaughter or complete confusion in the battlefield, and routs, is it called, when the enemy just runs away. We were blessed, and we will be blessed again. Of course we will. There are biblical promises to that also, and it's a great comfort to me to know that. It's when I look around me and I hear the things, but it can't go on like that. The game is up, I think, increasingly. Um, Women have nowhere to go now, more and more, because guys just aren't interested. they've lost their appeal. They've lost their sort of demure charm and their grace. The things that really attract a man to a woman are those qualities. But now they've become brash and uplifted, and an uplifted woman needs to be controlled. She needs to be brought into submission, as it were. And it will be the hand of God that does it, but he might use a man to do that. Authority has to be re-established in the world. The law has to be applied, I would say. It's really a wicked idea of a woman to consider herself to be the equal to a man. It's not at all biblical. All the kind of humanist arguments that are used to make that case, they're really specious. We are the primary actors in the world, and women are our helpers. Let's recognize them for who they are and praise them for who they are and let them be who they are and be attractive again and lovely and chaste and demure. A little bit shy, it doesn't hurt, sometimes, really. I think men find that quite attractive. God bless.